Why hasn't Savannah Marshall versus Claressa Shields happened before now?
Because Savannah Marshall turned down an offer back in 2018. That's why it hasn't happened. Her and her team, or Peter Fury, said she wasn't ready. So we made the offer and she turned us down. So now here we are 3 years later and she's just not getting her first world title. And I'm a 12-time world champion. She's a one-time world champion. And I think now that it's coming about is because she did so much talking. I think she just talked herself into an ass whooping, that's all. I don't think she really thought that I would make the decisions that I made, because I've always wanted to fight her. It's just that she hadn't had any belts and she hadn't fought anybody, and she still hasn't really fought anybody. She's fought against last-minute replacements, smaller girls. I think Hannah Rankin was one of her toughest fights, even though she had knocked her out like in the 7th or 8th round. But also think too that, you know, it was right after COVID lifted. Hannah Rankin had went back so much with her back and forth on social media, and I think she kind of beat Hannah Rankin in the game, you know, beat her in the mental game round, I think. But that's been our toughest challenge. Like, other than that, she's fought against last-minute replacements and, you know, 3-day replacements, week replacements. I don't know if any opponent has had 6 weeks to get ready for a fight against her, or 4, you know.
Is it the biggest fight in women's boxing, do you think, Clarissa?
Nope, it's not.
It's not?
It's a great fight. It's a great fight, but it's not the biggest fight in women's boxing. I fought against a champion for the undisputed title who was a reigning champion for 9 years, who had 2 belts, and I had 2 belts, Christina Hammer, and we fought against each other. And Christina Hammer was 21-0 with 10 knockouts, or 11, and I was 8-0 with 2 knockouts. So it just was like, that was a fight that you want to see. You know, people from 2 different worlds, excellent records, fought excellent opponents, and now they're jumping inside the ring with each other. I can't say that about Savannah Marshall. I think she's a good fighter, don't get me wrong, but not the best women's fighter of all time. I think that I've already had that with Christina Hammer. I think you can kind of put this fight as number 2, I guess. But there are other girls who will come along who will be big fights, who I can fight against. And I would love to get a fight with Jessica McCaskill at 147. I would love if Katie Taylor came to 147 and me and her was to fight. I think that's the biggest fight in women's boxing, not me and Savannah Marshall. But
I have to ask you on the back of that then, Clarissa, is you and Katie Taylor a realistic possibility? Because that would be off the charts.
Not from what she said. She said she can't get any bigger than 147. I mean, than 140. So 147 is not a weight class that she will fight in. So I don't think it's realistic. It's just a dream fight that I think will be the biggest women's fight.
For balance, can we put forward Savannah's argument? And you've probably had this question all week. She said that she hits harder than anyone that you fought and she'll knock you out. Your thoughts on that?
It's cute, but she know that's not true. She know that. I mean, look, if she was to fight the opponents that I fought in my career, and I'm 10-0. What am I, 11-0? I'm 11-0. If she was to fight my same opponents in the exact order, she wouldn't be an undefeated fighter. That's it. Anybody can go in and knock out girls, like I said, when you fight them in 3 days replacement, week replacement, girls who are smaller than you. Anybody can do that. I fought major challenges, former champions, you know, current champions. I fought better fighters. And listen, there's no other way that they can promote Savannah Marshall than this whole facade that she's a knockout artist. There's no other way. She don't have a personality. She's a silent assassin. She doesn't look good in her fights. And they're giving her easy opponents to knock out to kind of build her up. But all that's going to play against her when me and her fight. She's going to wish she would have fought somebody who would have helped her get better. Because what she's going to see is that the 17-year-old girl that she fought is no longer. I am 20 times better than what I was when I was 17. And she knows that. I'm 26 years old, and I don't think I've lost more than 2 rounds as far as I've been a pro. She lost rounds against Hannah Rankin. She didn't beat Hannah Rankin every round. She lost rounds. She hit her with a good punch. Hannah Rankin gassed out, and she knocked her out. Congrats on that. But No. As far as in skill-wise, as far as in power-wise, everybody's going to see like it's all a facade. Because with me and her fight, she's going to get embarrassed. She's going to get hurt. And you know what she's going to say after the fight? Because she's going to do a lot of tricky things to try to survive. She's going to say, yes, she wants to fight, but she doesn't punch hard. And that's okay. Just know that I punch hard enough to make her respect my power and to make her not want to get hit. And that's all that matters to me.
You mentioned the 17-year-old Clarissa. Does the fact that Savannah's got a win over you bother you at all? Is that something that itches away, or does it not really register?
How can it bother me when I'm a 2-time Olympic gold medalist and she was at both Olympics and never medal? Yeah. How can it bother me when I went to the World Championships 2 times and she was there and I walked away again, two-time Olympic world champion gold medalist? How can it bother me when I'm a 3-time division world champion with 12 belts and she got 1? The only thing that bothers me in this equation is that she lives off my name. Nobody would know who she was if me and her never fought against each other when I was 17. And all she do in every interview, oh, Claressa Shields, Claressa Shields, Claressa Shields. Is like, no, talk about Savannah Marshall. What have you done with your career besides being a 17-year-old kid? Please tell me. And honestly, you can't really say nothing now. You can say she beat Hannah Rankin, but name other girls who she's fought on her record. I only know Hannah Rankin name. Do you know any other fighters?
Yeah,
Marshall hasn't fought against an undefeated fighter yet.
So for balance, I did ask about Savannah's point of view. I was going to ask you, why does Claressa Shields beat Savannah? But you've answered that pretty comprehensively there.
Look, everybody wants to see the fight because of me. Yeah. Marshall is just another opponent who's going to be there, who I'll beat. But I have a lot of respect for her. You know, I think she's a good fighter. I just think that she done talked herself into an ass whooping that now she's going to have to deal with it. And that's it.
2 very quick ones to end, Clarissa, because I know you're shooting off to training. You've mentioned Katie Taylor. You're quite open about being the self-proclaimed greatest woman of all time. What makes you the greatest woman of all time and not somebody like Katie or Amanda Serrano?
I think those girls are very well accomplished. Don't get me wrong, but it's all about skill-wise. You know, who has better jab, who has better head movement, better combinations, who's more dominant against other dominant fighters. And I mean, Amanda Serrano is a 7-time division chiampion, but she'll even tell you, as far as in our boxing skills, that I'm more polished. And then with Katie, she's just as polished. Like don't get me wrong, but she has too many wars, and smart fighters don't have wars. Like, it's because we figure it out, you know. And I think that she like her fights with Delphine Pursuit and Natasha Jonas, girls are landing hard punches on her. You know, she got these knots and stuff after her fight, and she doesn't have head movement. I think she's very fast. I think she punch hard. I think she got some great combinations, but when it comes to head movement, she doesn't have it. She's like her movement is with her legs. So really, any fighter who just comes forward and throw hard punches and have some gas will give Katie a problem. For me, not so much. I don't have a problem beating up tall fighters. I don't have a problem, like, you know, dominating shorter fighters, aggressive fighters, skilled fighters. I don't have a problem. I know how to handle every situation and make it a unanimous decision, win or a knockout. And that's why I say I'm the greatest woman of all time. Not anything against them, because they both box great. You know, Amanda Serrano got way more knockouts than me. So does Katie, I believe, right now. So, and they both fight against the best fighters. But I mean, we talking about skill-wise. And for me to be a 160-pound woman, I punch just as fast as Katie Taylor.
Fair enough. Last one, Clarissa. Just a message for your UK fans, because let's be honest, you get a little bit of stick from us guys over here, but I think most genuine fans hold you in high regard for your achievements. So just a message for your UK fans ahead of you coming over to our shows again.
Well, I want to tell the UK fans that this fight and me being able to come to Sky Sports would not be possible without them. I want to tell them thank you for supporting me. you know, for constantly tuning into my fights, for bigging up Marshall, even though she's not all that. And also just, you know, keeping my name out there. So I really appreciate you guys, and I can't wait to come fight in front of you guys and, you know, steal your hearts.